her name in my contacts is no longer Bella, it's Sister, because me and her are like sisters. And it's Sister, unicorn, rainbow, trophy, peace sign, like star. Then like we got a fancy award thing that like not a lot of people get, you know. And then we got hard eyes, double heart, big heart, littler heart. Then we got regular heart, silly face. And then we got a different silly face. I tend to talk about Bella a little bit because I want you to actually understand how good Bella really is, what Bella really does for me in life. So, truth being, I grew up and I had a lot of friends. When I went to Morat 4, I'm friends with almost everyone in the class. Mine is like 3 people. No, it wasn't even 3, it was 2. But not a lot of people were friends with them in the class because they were like constantly. A lot of people weren't friends with them because they were kind of they were like the ones that would be a little bit more rude, but they wouldn't be like over the top rude, and then they would like get in trouble for it, you know. So, but after that, I didn't have friends. Well, I went through a phase where I didn't. Then I joined music class and developed friends and my crush. And then, let's see, then I moved and went for like a while without friends. Then I made some friends in the neighborhood because the truth being, when I was like 12, it wasn't until like the end of me being 12, like I was almost 13, when my mom finally got so tired of me begging about being able to go to friends' house, like in the neighborhood, because my next door neighbor that I was friends with, well, pretty much I had her as a friend. And I did meet Bella before that. Like, you know, then we went, and my niece would get to go to, like, people's houses down the road, and it was really unfair because I would be left alone. Like, we would be playing, and then all of a sudden, and then they would be like, oh, let's go down to da-da-da's house, like, a certain person, you know, like, I'm not saying their names because they don't know about my social media life. You know, like, different things. Then like, all sorts of things, and basically, and I would be left, and finally, only my mom went like, you know what, you can go, and I made a bunch of friends and stuff, and then I moved back, and I haven't really gotten friends, so Bella kind of just been my friend for a while now. She's been my best friend. I didn't really get to know her, and I can't really say we were 100% like foolproof, unbreakable friends, you know, until she was 6 years old, because that's when I really met her and we became foolproof, unbreakable friends. Like, you can't separate us. Like, it's one of those things that you can't be like, you two can't hang out anymore without going down with a fight. You know, like, there's gonna be a fight. We're taking a chance of trying to win this because we're friends, you know, like, at that point. Like, if someone, like, if her mom were to do this, I feel like we would just probably like end up just like secretly talking, and then her like mom would like go like if she ever went through her phone or something, she would like quickly like delete me out of her contact and be like, see, we don't talk, and then like 5 minutes later, or once it was all over, she would be like, hey, still there. Like, we are just really great friends. Bella really started my social media life. I got jealous of her, and that's how it started. And, like, she's just an amazing friend and human being because she really brings the light when there isn't one. Like, literally, when we were first planning to move, I didn't want to. It actually took me like a week after we had moved before I was really okay and like 100% on board with it. And there was like no like, I call her, I'm like crying. I think I've just been told we're moving and I don't get a choice. Or I start crying and my parents are like, well, I'm sorry, but we have to, sort of thing, like trying to make it better, but also like, I've moved. And so I was like, no, I'm going and I'm calling Bella. You guys can just leave me alone. I don't care we speak for a month. And so I called Bella and I called Bella like crying and she's like, what's going on? And I explained to her, and at this point there was no hope. There was not a lot of hope in saving us from moving. We did move, as you can clearly see, because we are at my house and not my sister's house and stuff like. Which, by the way, and like, one of my more popular videos for some reason is the video. So last like a week after we had moved, we went back to get a few final things and uninstall a stair lift that we had for my mom. And because we don't have a second floor here, it's a one-floored house and stuff. And basically what happened was that, basically what happened was that, the entire time I was kind of awkward at the time because I hadn't seen them since we moved, and it was just kind of like awkward for me, and I was still like really understanding we moved, there's no coming back sort of thing. And so like, and it was just like still processing. So I like stayed in the car most of the time because my sister wasn't even there. And so I would like be like, oh, I'm going to film in the car, like, or oh, I'm like taking Sam out, like and I made this video in the car. And it was just me hanging out, talking in the car, with the door open so my dog could like use the bathroom. And stuff. And then yeah. And you guys seem to love that video for some reason. And it was like 7 or 8 minutes long. And just me in the car talking. And I literally said in that video, I felt awkward. But yeah, that's gonna be about it for this video. But yeah, like, I've just been through so much, and I'm really happy to know that my sister is on board with me. Bella makes life so much better. Bella, if you are watching this, you are the best. Literally, I called her, but I FaceTimed her like I want to say about, like, it was about a week ago, or like a good couple of days, somewhere in there. And it was the first time we talked since she went home. And basically what happened was I FaceTime her and I'm like, and I started off really happy, like, oh, we hit like certain amount of subscribers. I think it was like 40 or something. It was something, I forget. And then I'm but I missed my crush, and at this point I almost start crying, because you guys need to understand, or you should understand, that me losing my crush has made me not as happy as I am. I'm still well, obviously I changed, as I said on camera before, how I was changing a little bit to be the same me, kind of, but I'm changing a few things about me, make me just be a better person. And me losing my crush really didn't do anything with that. It just made me into a not as happy, not as excited person, and that's something that only you guys really know. You guys and Bella, I don't talk about that with my parents because my mom makes it into a girly girl situation, and my dad will go two ways. He'll either be like there's nothing that I can do about it right now, or he'll take it and be like, oh, and just act like it's nothing. And I need people who are actually gonna understand it. And if I ask them, they'll give me some sort of advice. But if I don't ask them, then I don't want it. And basically, I was practically crying about it. And she was like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "I miss my crush. It's getting to me. I'm going insane, and it's really gotten to me, really bad." And she went she actually took it and she understood it and tried to make me happier. She went did you know that sir, I forget, she just started talking about other things, and I'm like, Bella, are you seriously trying to ignore my feelings right now? And she's like, no, I'm trying to get your mind off of it so then I can have the happy lolly back. Because I haven't seen the happy lolly in a year. And I'm like, oh. She went now give me back the happy lolly before I have to do something about it. And I'm like, I'm trying. It was just a situation, and she was trying to make me laugh, and it was just I wanted to laugh so bad, and I just had a lot of emotions about it. So I figured before I end this video, I'm going to answer 4 questions that I came up with, which is, the first question is, what do you think your crush's reaction is going to be when you do see him one day? And honestly, this was a hard one. I feel like he's going to be really excited, really happy and excited, and possibly to where I think he might even cry. I don't know. But I know he's going to be really excited. Because for those who don't know, I will be trying to, once quarantine is done, I'm going to tell my dad to go ahead, sign me up for classes for 1 or 2, however many classes it takes, that my parents will allow, at the Autism Society, so I can see my crush. Once I see him, then I might quit, because the Autism Society sounds boring to me and not my thing. So then the second question is, what do you think your reaction, or do you already know what your reaction can be when you see your crush? The answer is, I'm gonna cry. I already know that, because my crush is such a big part of me, and the fact that I haven't seen him in a year, almost a year and a half now. I think next month it will be a year and a half. And like, it's just gonna be, like, really emotional for me to see him again because it can be so awesome. And I'm probably gonna drop to the floor and start crying. And I really don't want to. But at the same, like at this point, I don't know. I don't want to do the autism society because then I'm just gonna embarrass myself when I drop to the floor and start crying. And then they're gonna be like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Just give me this moment, okay?" And then I'm gonna get in trouble for screaming at people about giving, just to let me have this moment. Then question number 3 is, do you plan to see your crush? And I kind of answered that. We do try. We do plan to hopefully try the Autism Society. And I kind of don't want to do that. I kind of want to just hope and pray that it happens in, like, the parking lot of, like, Walmart or, like, somewhere like that. And that we, like, randomly, like, run into each other, you know? Because then if I drop and cry, like, it will be very bad because people are still around, but, like, at the same time, it's not, like, and, like, it ends in a way that's better. And then the final thing is, do you plan to get back to pranking? Because for those who don't know, I am on a no pranking thing. And the reasoning is because a couple months ago, I pretty much started my Andy Talks series. And when that first kicked off, I was getting ready to film, like, the second episode, which is actually on my channel. And pretty soon the episodes will come back to my channel. And I dropped, like, and basically me and Bella were getting ready to film over Zoom, you know, like life things. You know, like life things. And we were on a pranking streak. And I was essentially trying to prank her. And I pranked her too hard. No, she pranked me too hard. I pranked her too hard. If you want the full story, go back a bunch of videos and you will find the full story. And I'm just giving you a quick run through right now. And basically, it led to she quit replying to me. And at first I went like, wait, okay, like maybe she's just a little busy. But then 30 minutes and she was very active on replying to me, and she's not the type that will just like stop replying to me. Like when she's active and like really like replying to me, like texting me and I'm texting her. No, if she's done, and then she'll be like, if she is done, then she will, then she'll like be like, hey, I gotta go. Like, I'm going to like watch a movie, or like she'll tell me kind of what she's getting ready to do and be like, hey, I gotta go, you know. And I'm like, love you, and she's like, love you, bye, you know. And then we're done. But she didn't do that time. And so because of that, it started seeming really weird because she's never done that before. And then all of a sudden, and I text my sister, and I start crying at this point. And then I text my sister, and then I'm like, Bella's mad at me and all of this are happening. Then I call my dad back, and he's like, why are you crying? And I'm like, that's kind of like weird. And I'm like, Bella's mad at me, and like I explain what happened and like that sort of thing. Don't prank your friends. It's okay to prank. Well, at this point, I see no harm pranking your friends if they don't get mad at you. Like if it's not a big prank. Like by not a big prank, I mean like like, if it's a prank where it's like, oh, you fainted or you passed out or something, which a lot of YouTubers do nowadays, and don't do that because it might lead to where the friend gets really mad at you and they quit being your friend, and I know what that's like, the feeling of that, and it's like really sad, and like really sad and stuff. And then it just kind of is a thing. Like it's just kind of a thing. And then basically 6 days later, I'm crying again and over it. And it wasn't the fact that Bella was mad at me, kind of. It was the fact that I can't handle that, and I can't handle that at the same time I'm not being able to see my crush. Like, if I could see in my crush, I could have gone through that kind of hard, but also a lot easier and a lot less crying. But the thought of Bella not being my friend anymore and me not being able to see my crush, I just broke and stuff and started crying, and I cried off and on for like 6 days, and then finally she FaceTimed me, and I'm like, Bella, don't hang up. And she's like, why do I hang up? And I FaceTimed you, and I went like, Bella, I thought you, like, and I started explaining what happened, and she went like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you were mad at me, and you wouldn't reply to me, and I've been crying off and on for the past 6 days. It's like, I didn't know I was mad at you, and I was like, wait, you don't know you were mad at me? Like, you don't know that you were mad at me, your emotion. She was like, I wasn't mad at you. And I went like, then what happened? Why was I crying for the past 6 days? She went like, I got busy and I forgot to tell you. Because it took you like an extra 10 seconds longer than what usually for you to reply to me. So I thought you were done. And I was like, oh, so that's it for this video. Peace out.